Ji, Abdurrafe. Read the question and then read further.
Write an account of the benefits that result from the payment of charity zakat and state to whom it should and should not be paid. Candidates need to give the benefits of zakat in the first part of the answer, and this could include how the payment of zakat purifies the heart of the giver from greed and inculcates the love of God to it leading to an equal distribution of wealth, fostering goodwill and brotherhood, stimulating the economy, etc. In the second part of the answer, candidates need to write whom zakat is payable to, for example, prisoners of war, those who have incurred debts to essential needs, new converts to Islam, etc., and who are not eligible for it. For example, well-to-do Muslims, non-Muslims, one's husband or wife or parent or children, the descendants of the Prophet's family. Also, the recipient of zakat must be made the owner of it, and for this reason, it cannot be spent on burial
Burial.
burial expenditure or the construction of mosques and bridges or other public utilities. Detail and development will take the mark of higher levels.
So it means in the question you are required to discuss about the benefits of the payment of zakat. Anyhow, this zakat is beneficial for those who get this zakat and those who pay this zakat, and overall the benefit of zakat for the society and the religious benefit also. We have studied that. I hope you will be able to do that. Ji Abdurrafe, can you do that?
What, sir?
Any, if this question is asked, you will be able to write the answer.
Yes, sir.
There are religious benefits, social benefits for the individuals and for the collective. All that benefit you will be required to write in this. And similarly, then there are 8 people who can receive the zakat, 8 categories of the people you will mention. And of course, there is one ayat, and it will be good for you people if you happen to quote the translation of that ayat along with the number of the ayat and the number of the chapter. This all is given in your book. And then, of course, the other part of the question, part A, I mean, second thing is whom zakat cannot be given. So you will give the list of those whom zakat cannot be given. What is the B part of the question, Abdur Rafi?
In your opinion, what is the greatest benefit for the giver of zakat?
Would you be able to write the answer of this question?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, read from this given answer what is suggested here.
Here, candidates need to state what, in their opinion, the greatest benefit is to the giver and support their chosen benefit with reasons and and variety of views could be given. For example, in the opinion of some, it could be the fulfilling of a pillar of Islam, which could be backed up by how the fulfillment of this pillar shows obedience to God. Another view could be to purify one's wealth or to bring a Muslim closer to God. All valid responses need to be credited. Sound reasoning behind the benefit chosen as the most beneficial one will secure the candidates.
Okay.
Higher.
I mean. So now the next is different question. Sayyid Mashar, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you read the question, this one which is appearing on the screen?
Yes, sir. Describe the particular features of the congregational prayers, both daily and on Friday Jum'ah prayer.
Yani, in this question, you are asked to write about the daily congregational prayer in the particular features of daily congregational prayer, and then particularly Friday prayer. So let's see what is suggested here in the answer. Read for us.
So, candidates, when describing the particular features of the congregational prayer can simply say that Muslims are enjoined to pray congregationally. Prayers in a mosque, they can add only fard or should be said in congregation, and other rak'ah are said singly. One person with the iman, sorry, one person with the Iman would
Imam,
cons-
Imam, Imam.
can constitute a congregation even if the other person were a woman or a child. Details like if the congregational prayer is of two people, then the follower will be on the right side, or if a third person joins the prayer, the imam would move forward, and if a woman forms a congregation, then the woman who leads stands in the middle if they are in odd number. If the number of women is even, then more women will be on the right hand side. The best person to lead the prayer is the one who is well adequate and the well adequate and with the Quran and the Hadith.
Well, well
Before
acquainted.
yes, the Quran and the Hadith. Before the congregation starts, rows are straightened and the gaps are filled. The worshippers should stand shoulder to shoulder. Imam is said, and after making the intentions of the prayers is read. Some some answers may well go on to describe the sequence of the prayer is in which the prayer is read. The candidates need to refer the Friday prayer as well as the question specifically asked to them. So they will reference the Friday prayer. They could say that it is desirable for all men in a community to gather together for this prayer. It could be said that in some communities, women are also encouraged to attend. Purification could attend purification before the prayer is highly recommended. Muslim men and women tend to take a bath and put on fresh clothes before the prayer. This the more developed answer may well include the fact that there are two adhans for this prayer, and that it is said behind the imam, never alone. Two sermons should be the two sermons should be mentioned, as well as it could be added that sermons always consist of advice based on the Quran and the Hadith about how to live a righteous life. The fard are prayed in two rak'ahs and not four. There is no qaza for this prayer. Some details may well focus on Friday's congregation prayer and de- uh, not so much on detail of the daily congregational prayers, or it could be the other way around. Answers needed to be read as a whole, and marks needs to determine without dividing the marks 5 plus 5.
Sayyid Mashar, anyway, there are some instructions for the paper markers. I mean, the, the examiner. But
Oh,
anyway,
so
in this question, you are asked to write about the features of the daily congregational prayer. Yani you have to discuss what is the congregation, how this congregation is formed, and how it is conducted congregational prayer. I mean, and what is required in the congregational prayer, who can be the leader of the prayer, and if there are ladies also, where they have to stand, if there are children, where they have to stand in the lines, and particularly about the Friday prayer. So, what are the rulings for the Friday prayer? How this Friday prayer is conducted, and can we do the qaza of this? Can it be offered individually? So, all these information will be required in the answer. So, maximum marks will be uh, scored by those students who will write maximum details of this uh, features about the congregational prayer or the Friday prayer. I hope if this question is asked, you will be able to write back the answer, huh? Ji Said Bashar, what is the
Yes.
B part of the question?
Yes, sir. And B part, in your opinion, why are congregational prayers considered to be beneficial to Muslims? He, yeah. So should I read it more?
Ah,
Okay. Here we are looking for the candidate's view of what they think of congregational prayers are beneficial to Muslims and the community. A variety of views could be put forward in the answer, from the congregation prayer promoting brotherhood to earning more rewards for the worshipper, and all valid answers need to be credited.
yani there is no specific answer of this question, but you have to give the relevant answer according to the question. What are the benefits of this congregational prayer for the individual Muslim, for the society of the Muslims, and overall, what are the benefits of this congregational prayer? Ji Noor Muhammad, what is the next question? Noor Muhammad, can you hear me, Noor Muhammad Khan? I think he is not present today. Huzaifa Ahmed, can you hear me? Huzaifa Ahmed, can you hear me? Hassan Bajwa, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hassan Bajwa, can you read the next question?
Yes, sir. Describe the
Ji.
meaning of the term jihad and say how Muslims can practice jihad in their everyday lives.
Hassan Bajwa, we have studied this, Hana?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, read from this given instructions what will be the requirement of this question.
Candidates may well give the meaning of the term jihad and go on to say that in religious terminology, it means to struggle against one's evil inclinations and to exert in the way of jihad, in the way of Islam. They can go on to say what the different kinds of jihad are: jihad of the self, jihad bil nafs, jihad of the tongue, jihad bil lisan, jihad by the hand, jihad bil yad, and jihad by the sword, jihad bis. They need to go on to say how Muslims practice jihad in their everyday lives, and here the answers could vary, with some writing about how mostly it is jihad bin nafs, which is practiced when Muslims fight their own inner selves to keep on the path of righteousness. Others could mention how Muslims in war-torn countries are fighting for their faith and a just government.
Yani, you have to define the word jihad, and you have to define jihad in the Islamic terminology, and then you are required to tell how many types of jihad are, and then you are required to briefly describe different types of jihad, and of course relevant Quranic ayat or relevant hadith will be required to get more marks. I hope you will be able to answer in a good way if this question is asked, because we have already studied that, and I have sent you additional supporting document for the preparation of this particular topic about jihad. And what is the B part of this, Hassan Bajwa? Hassan Bajwa, what is the B part of this question?
Yes, sir. B part. Why do you think jihad of the self, jihad bin nafs, is greater than armed jihad, jihad bis self?
So here you are required to give your own understanding, and of course you will be able to give the understanding if you have learned this topic jihad very carefully, and you have a very clear concept about this, then you will be able to write the answer of this question. There is no specific answer of this question. You have to analyze the thing, and then you have to conclude that how this jihad bin nafs is greater than armed jihad. Anyway, can you say something, Hassan Bajwa? Okay, why do you think this jihad of self or jihad bin nafs is greater than jihad bisayf?
Sir, because jihad bin nafs fights against the evils in the evil, like the evils in our body and the heart. We
Okay,
are
I understand what you are trying to say. Anyway, you see, armed jihad or jihad with self is that when we go to the battlefield, when we fight against the enemy. And it is not everyday course, it is not happening daily. But as far jihad bin nafs is concerned, and jihad against your own self, that is a permanent feature, that is a regular feature. Every day there are lot many temptations around. Saturn, the instigation of Saturn is all around. The glitter of the world is all around. And these all things always pull somebody or everybody toward, yani there is an attraction in these evil things. So to check your own self, it is a permanent struggle. Every day you have to, or rather every moment you have to check yourself. So it is very difficult at the same time to be alert, because sometimes we are so uh, driven by the passion or the sentiment that we ignore the principles, and then we are involved in the activities which are forbidden in Islam. So anyway, to make sure that we do not do what is forbidden in Islam, that is to check ourselves all the time, and to check our intentions all the times, and to be alert against the instigations of Satan all the times. So that is why these are few reasons that this jihad bin nafs is more or greater than jihad bisayf, and we cannot deny the importance of the jihad bisayf. It is also very important, but the point is jihad bisayf is not done every day. This armed jihad is not carried out, conducted every day, but this jihad bin nafs is a continuous process. Isn't that, Bajwa? Do you hear me, Bajwa?
Yes, sir.
So isn't that what I said? Is it correct or not?
Yes, sir, it's good.
Now, Noor Muhammad Khan, are you here?
Yes, sir.
You joined late?
Sir, 3 minutes late because my computer wasn't opening.
No, no, not 3 minutes, more than 3 minutes late. Anyway, read this question, next question. This one.
Okay, sir. What are the benefits to individuals and the community of fasting in the month of Ramadan?
So, first of all, let me know what do you say? What are the benefits for the individuals in fasting? Yani what you, for example, when you will fast, what you will get? What will be the benefit of fasting for you?
Sir, we will learn self-control.
Hmm.
And sir, those who are overweight will lose some weight.
Okay.
And sir, their digestive system will cleanse itself because it receives a break from eating.
Okay. What else?
Sir, his behavior will be improved because in fasting we are
Okay.
not allowed
Okay.
to.
What else? What else? From the religious point of what will be the benefit from the religious point of view?
Sir, he will be able to understand what the poor go.
No, the previous sins will be forgiven. You will get more reward. You will get closer to Allah. You will become pious. You will become righteous. Isn't that?
Yes, sir.
And what will be the benefit for the society? Anyhow, this month of fasting is beneficial for society. And what society will get? Nur Muhammad.
Sir,
Now, what will be the effect on the poor and the rich if the rich are fasting? What they will learn about the poor?
sir, they will learn what the poor go through every day, and sir, they will spend more on them. Spend
Okay,
generously.
and what will be improved in between them?
Sir, there is relation.
Okay, so all these points you have to mention in the answer of this question. Anyway, read from this given answer what is suggested here, so we may learn something different.
Okay, sir. Fasting in the month of Ramadan has several benefits both to individuals and the community at large. Candidates need to state what these benefits are and what effect they have on both the individuals and the community. The more detail and development in the answer, the higher the mark. For example, it could be said that when a Muslim abstains from food, drink, foul talk, etc., to earn the pleasure of God, it builds his moral character and he learns self restraint. Example, if a man and self-control which is an individual benefit but also impacts upon the community. Example, if a man was to lose his temper and in a state of anger was going to abuse or hit someone on the street, they will, having learned self-control be able while fasting, be able to control their anger and not hit out, leading up to a more peaceful society. When Muslims fast and experience hunger, they realize the sufferings of the poor and feel sympathy for them, which help the needy. It improves social relations between them, which in turn will have a positive impact on the community. Fasting brings a man closer to his Creator and makes him grateful for his daily sustenance, thus less arrogant and more humble, which will lead him or her to help those less fortunate. There are economic benefits as well. People spend more generously on the poor to seek Allah's pleasure, so they have money to spend which is good for the economy, etc. These are some examples candidate could give others, and if they are relevant then marks should be awarded accordingly.
And just one more thing, uh, how much the reward is increased in the month of Ramzan?
Sir,
It is mentioned 70 times even. If
yes,
you offer nafal, you will be rewarded as if you have done something first. Yani the reward of nafal will be raised to the level of first. and the reward of every first thing will be elevated 70 times. Do you understand?
Sir,
Nur Muhammad, do you understand, or I should share further?
sir, understand.
Then what is the B part of this question?
Are Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha more than just religious celebrations? Give reasons for your answer.
So can you say something at your own?
Sir, they are religious celebration, but sir, they are like celebrated at the end of Ramzan and at the end of Hajj.
No, no. I think you have not. You are not understanding the question. Read it again.
Are Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha more than just religious celebrations? Give reasons for your answer.
So yani if Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are more than just religious celebrations, or what?
Sir,
Yani what are the benefit actually? What what are the other benefits? I mean, apart from celebrations, what are the benefits of Eid al-Fitr? This is, I think, the the aim of the question is. Anyway, read from this given suggested answer, so we will learn something.
Candidates here could say that both the Eids, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are religious celebrations, but that their significance is that they mark the end of two important events in this Islamic calendar. That
Mm-hmm.
is, end of the month of fasting, Ramzan, and the completion of the annual pilgrimage, Hajj. To get to the high levels, the candidates will need to develop their answers more and put forward evaluative points like how the two Eids help unify the Ummah, foster care and brotherhood in the community, remind Muslims of the spirit of sacrifice that they need to make in order to please their Lord. And it brings to their minds the sacrifice of Ibrahim al-Islam and makes them realize that no sacrifice is too big in the way of Allah. These and other such points should be made and developed by the candidates to get to the high levels.
Nur Muhammad, can you just suggest one more point? Can you add one more thing here in this answer? Or
Yes.
anybody in this class, can you add any one point here?
sir, these are the only main two celebrations Muslims do.
Okay. You see, at the time of Eid al-Fitr, there is a Sadaqat al-Fitr. And in the Eid al-Adha, there is a sacrifice of animal. What is the benefit of this Sadaqat al-Fitr and sacrifice of the animal? And what is the benefit of these two things to the community of the Muslims?
One is to remember the sacrifice done by Ibrahim, and sir, and it's to help out the needy, the poor, and your family around you, like you gather in a community, and sir.
Okay, you see, when you give Sadaqatul Fitr, so actually you help the poor Muslims to enable them to participate in the celebrations by giving them this money in form of Sadaqatul Fitr. And you see, this is not possible for the poor people to eat this meat or this mutton or beef. I mean, if we go to that level to say, they cannot buy throughout the year. But during the time of Eid, they got the opportunity to enjoy all these sort of expensive things, or sort of meals they can enjoy also. And this promote further understanding between the different members of the society. Isn't that, Sayyid Bashir?
Yes, sir.
So if you add sort of points, you will convince the examiner to give you maximum marks. Clear?
Sir.
Keep it.
Sir, do you have any idea of what our topics are going to be for the final exam?
Pillars of Islam.
All of them, sir?
All pillars of Islam. All
Okay,
five
sir.
pillars of Islam.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And we will continue, inshallah, in the next lesson as well. Thank you very much, boys. May Allah bless you all.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz.